In this video, we're going to learn how to conduct a hypothesis test as well as construct a confidence interval for one sample mean. Now, we have 36 data points here for our sample, and we're going to assume that we have the population standard deviation. So for our hypothesis test, we're going to be using a z-test. If we did not have the standard deviation of the population, then we would do a t or student t-test. So this is actually pretty easy to do. You go to parametric tests, then choose one sample t and z, and you can do either one of these. Okay, we're going to be doing a z. If you wanted a t, you would just choose the t, uncheck the z, and keep this as is. Options are, we're going to be doing a two-tail test. In other words, our hypothesis is that we are going to see if the number of ounces in our soda bottle is indeed equal to 12 ounces. So the alternative hypothesis would be not equal. We're going to use a 5% significance level. Under outputs, you can keep descriptive statistics on. Missing data, this is a good way to keep it. Options we went through, and now we go back to general, and all we have to do is click on data, and column label is included. That means the first data point is a label, and grab all your data including that label and let go. Then all of our parameters have been set, and we hit OK. This is telling us we have 36 data points contained in one column. Hit continue. Stretch this out a little bit, and you can see that we are given the sample statistics, which is the min, the max, the mean, and standard deviation. What we have here is what's called a 95% confidence interval. It means if we were going to do this test many times, we would expect 95% of the time the true population mean would be between 12.157 ounces and 12.232 ounces. Now we're doing, for our hypothesis test, the p-value method. And it is going to be two-tailed, and it works the following way. If your p-value is less than your alpha or your significance level, 5% or 0.05, which it certainly is, then we reject the null hypothesis. Now the null hypothesis is put in this way. The difference between the means is equal to 0. In other words, if you take two items that are the same and you subtract them, you'll get 0. So they're hypothesizing that the mean, or the population mean, is 12. But since the p-value is less than alpha, we reject the null, and we can make the conclusion that there is sufficient evidence to warrant a rejection of the claim that the average amount of soda in each bottle contains 12 ounces. And this is how you conduct a hypothesis test as well as construct a confidence interval for one sample mean.